In this recording, I want to just briefly go over the solution to the MixMax case for November and December. Here for November, you can see the 4 items that were not accounting events because there was no give or take exchange. Nothing was really received or given up. Here are the journal entries, so you can kind of check those. You might want to pause the video if you need longer to check that. And I do want to emphasize, I hope that you've actually worked this case before viewing the video. November, December, for a lot of you that may seem pretty simple or straightforward, but I want to caution you, this case will build, and there's sometimes things laid as foundational in this early part of the case. The other thing is there's no way of really giving you a grade each time you work on the case, but there will be delayed gratification. If you can hold off, do the work now, it'll pay off later, because part of there will be some big points on the exam requiring you to do some of this MixMax activity. And so again, the case builds and you will be rewarded for doing it. We just don't have a way of rewarding you right away. So again, I hope that you are working it and then checking it. You'll learn so much more by doing that. Okay, anyhow, so here's the journal entries. You would have posted those and you should have ended up with these ending balances. Okay, and then just a reminder, those ending balances became December's beginning balances. So then in December, you had your beginning balances. Here's the posting of the accounting events for December. Again, you might want to pause the video and check your work. While we're here, I do want to make a point. All of these debit transactions, 1, 3, and 5, those were cash collected from customers. It might have been a cash sale. Some of it was collections from accounts receivable, and some of it was from customers who prepaid us. So those 3 are all cash received from customers. The $1,200 was paid for taxes, and then the $2,300 and the $5,400, those were both payments for merchandise. So just pointing that out, because when we get to the financial statements, the cash flow statement, you have to have grouped those together. So you would add these 3 to get cash collected for customers, $1,200 was cash paid for taxes, and then you add the $23 and $54 to get the cash paid for merchandise. Okay, so let's look at the financial statements. So after doing that, you should have written out your income statement. Again, one of our goals here for this course is that you will very much have memorized your financial statements. So this basic income statement, it is not good enough just to say revenue minus expenses equals net income. Because, again, the components of the income statement often are more helpful or meaningful than the whole entire income statement by itself. So knowing the components, gross profit, operating income, net income, that's all very important. So then that net income flows into retained earnings, and then we have our balance sheet, and again, it should be a classified balance sheet that you are aware of, that you are able to complete. It didn't have any long-term assets or long-term liabilities, so everything's current, and then stockholders' equity. Cash flow, everything was an operating activity. So we have cash coming in from customers, cash paid to suppliers for merchandise, and cash paid for taxes. So cash went up $900, add that to the beginning balance, and then we have our ending balance in cash, the $8,400. You should check that that agrees with your balance sheet. Okay, so that's it for solving for the November and December MixMax.